In a lot of ways, it feels like it was just yesterday that Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout squared off with the World Baseball Classic Championship on the line. But today, the charge to Miami in the 2026 Classic begins as we kick off the first edition of 2025 World Baseball Classic Qualifiers with South Africa taking on Nicaragua. Is a bouncing ball, 2-2 and a chance at 2, and Gupe did not get the tag applied as the runner Leighton was past him by the time that got out to him. And no, maybe that is a secondary out. And Nicaragua is asking for an explanation now. That is the first base coach, Anibal Vega. As it stands, it would be a 4-3 double play. And they will look at this. We do have full replay review in play. We will see what the review process says. So they will rescind the interference call. South Africa's gonna have to return to the field. And the 0-2 waved at and missed. And Dylan Unsworth is able to get out of the first. Ryan out of the 9 spot in the order now. If you're Carlson, you're in an interesting position because obviously you want to get a hit and drive and run. Big second out of the inning as Medrano gets himself 1 out away from getting out of a 1st and 3rd situation, but now he has to go back to the top of the order in Victor Ngupe. Aqua native and a bouncing ball back up the middle into center, and Victor Ngupe gives his team the lead on an RBI single with 2 gone in the 5th. It's 1-0 South Africa. Donovan Phillips charges 1 out toward left center field and moving back, reaching out. Oh, what a grab by Jose Orozco, who misjudged it a little bit and had to reach behind himself at the last second to haul it in for the first out of the 6th inning.
Again, it just goes to show you, they just need to try and get that 1 run, get something moving.
And now it lines it up for a really talented bat in Freddie Zamora to try to get this thing even. 1-0 back up the middle, that's past the dive of Ngupe into center. Rounding 3rd base, here comes Trujillo. We are all tied up in the 7th, it's 1-1.
Lift that heart rate, that blood pressure up just a little bit down in that first base dugout. Yeah, if you're South Africa, it's like we're still good.
Fly ball in the air to right. Brandon Bouillon circling, tagging at 2nd base. Zamora is on the trot to 3rd. He is in there, and the fly out by Alegria puts the potential go-ahead run 90 feet away with 2 gone in the 7th. So the 2-out task falls to Juan Diego Montes as South Africa appealed to 3rd, and they are going to rule Freddie Zamora out. No, they're not. They're going to give Freddie Zamora the plate on presumably a balk call here. And now we're going to get a conference with Evan Johnson, the home plate umpire, who is the one to rule and award the plate to Zamora. Oh, this is a crucial spot now in this game to get this conversation right. And maybe this is it. Maybe it wasn't on the tag. This might just be on a little hidden ball scenario. Now, the conversation presumably is about the definition of, addressing the pitching rubber, because generally it is spoken, when people are talking about the hidden ball trick, you're not allowed to be on the mound, you are not allowed to be in that area, you can't be near the rubber. But Erasmus standing on the backside of the mound, he's not walking up to the rubber. Is there an argument that South Africa can make of, well, he's not addressing the rubber because he's not attempting, and wow, they will rule it out at 3rd base. So the hidden ball trick works for South Africa to get out of the 7th inning and keep this a 1-1 game. Holy cow! What a weird one we have had. There's a shot toward right center field. On the run is Bouillon, and he gets there in time to put it away for out number 3. And here we go in the 10th. Extra innings to try to advance him to 3rd. And on the first pitch, Rayo does the job, and the game-winning run is now 90 feet away for Nicaragua here in the bottom of the 10th. So it'll go as a walk for Freddie Zamora here. That intentional 4th ball puts him aboard. Big spot here for Dean Jacobs. And if you're Ronald Rivera, you're just trying to get this to the outfield. 2-2, runner off from first, and a flare to right field is down, and Nicaragua walks it off in the 10th. I mean, what a way to start this thing. A wild one on day number 1 here in Taipei. It's not as simple as win and you are into the 2026 Classic, but for Spain and Nicaragua today, a win this afternoon would go a very long way.
So you want to get those guys firing and get some offense going. Took them a long time against Dylan Unsworth yesterday just to string those hits together, but that's the one thing too, Tyler.
Wow, contact from Brandon Layton, one driver, one down the line, it's gone! Brandon Layton crushes a solo shot with 1 out, and Nicaragua has the first run of the day and a 1-0 lead in the first.
With Tyler, all that talk about will this offense get going day 2, it's a matter of time to get going, get a pitch up in the strike zone for Brandon Layton. That is a huge start for Nicaragua.
There is something challenging about when you see a guy who has, these long limbs and there's a lot of moving parts coming at you. That can present a challenge for hitters who, are playing in a very new environment, although it's not going to present a challenge here as Colmenares drives a solo shot to right, and we're all tied up in the top of the 3rd. Carlos Colmenares yesterday, a single, a hit by pitch. He shined in the field, and today belts one out of here on a rope to get this game tied in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, that was an 88-mile-per-hour fastball, just stayed on that back path.
An infield single for Alegria, his 2nd hit of the day, and Nicaragua with its 4th hit of the afternoon, trying to build something consistent at the plate. 2 gone, bouncing ball left side, nice knockdown on the backhand by Wander Encarnacion, and the throw in time on a couple of hops to get Freddy Zamora. That is a great play. We will take a 1-1 game into the 5th inning at the Taipei Dome. Nasty pitch on the inside part of the plate that freezes Lino. That's the 5th strikeout for Burton. What an effort by Kenworth Burton today. Outstanding work from the young right-hander who yields just 1 run on 4 hits through 4 in the 3rd. I mean, there's some impressive talent on display. And J.C. Ramirez buries that one in under the hands of Beltre. Flailing for the strikeout. That'll end things in the 5th. And the Brewers prospect a sterling play to retire Wander Encarnacion for the leadoff out of the 6th. So 2 quickly gone here in the 6th, and it brings up Roosevelt Estrada. And Estrada first pitch swinging. This one out to center field. Chase Dawson on his horse to the warning track. Pulls it in at the fence and hangs on. Goodness gracious, what a catch by Chase Dawson in center, and the inning is over. A defensive highlight reel in the 6th for Nicaragua. 5 2/3 innings for the 40-year-old right-hander, and Yohanan Green will leave with a man at 3rd, looming as the potential go-ahead run for Nicaragua. Terrific work. Spain goes to the bullpen. Dipping the slider 1 time, and instead he will issue his 2nd consecutive walk since entering this game.
Is on the ropes.
Here comes the 2-2 to Zamora. In the air to center. Beltre and Angulo converging, and Beltre is the one to step in front and make the catch. And that will retire the side. Nicaragua loads the bases with 2 outs, and they leave them that way. And we head to the top of the 7th in a 1-1 game.
I'll tell you what, we saw some good defense in that 6th inning by the Nicaragua team.
Back up the middle, picked on the shortstop side of the second base bag. What a throw by Brandon Layton for the 1st out. Everybody's going to get a highlight of this Nicaragua defense. And it's 1st and 3rd with 2 outs. So a huge opportunity here in the first pitch. Dawson to 1st. What a stab by Jesus Ustaris. The defense is dazzling on a Saturday afternoon in Taipei. 1-1 game through 7. So now the opportunity presents itself for Jesus Ustaris. And nowhere close on the 3-0 pitch. They are loaded up for Roosevelt Estrada. Bondo deals. And got him on a called strike 3.
But if you're Estrada in that team, you've got to be swinging. You have to be aggressive. You see something middle of the plate, especially a hanging slider like that.
And a bouncing ball over to 3rd will end the inning as Angel Bondo walks the high wire and makes it to the other side safely. Leadoff single, and the pinch hitter Frank Hernandez puts himself aboard. 2nd straight inning with a leadoff knock for Spain. But down first base side. It'll turn into an out there. Puts the potential go-ahead run in scoring position here in the 9th. Carlos Colmenares is going to be intentionally walked here to set up a force out anywhere. Just missed for ball 4, and they are loaded up now here in the ninth. Now Beltray bounces one right side. It's picked over there by Leighton. To second for 1, 4, 6, 3. Nicaragua wriggles off the hook again. And we're all tied going to the bottom of the ninth. Zamora advances on the ground out, and now he's 90 feet away as we go back to the top of the order. Cruz deals. Got him on the foul tip into the glove, and we are headed to extra innings again. Ball 4 loads him up for Alegria. 2-2. In the air to center. Crushed. Beltray back. Ball game. Benjamin Alegria has still got to touch first base, and he finally does as Nicaragua, the walk-off capital of the World Baseball Classic qualifier. 2-0 with a pair of 2-1 wins in 10 innings. Tonight, 40,000 in the house. They are set to see their team playing in a matchup against an unbeaten Nicaragua team, with the possibility that this is the first of 2 meetings between these two teams that we'll see in the next 48 hours. And we are underway. Bouncing ball out to short is bobbled by Yu Chang, and a leadoff error allows Juan Diego Montes to reach.
Here is Brandon Leighton.
Right on cue, Brandon Leighton shoots one into the alleyway. Montes got a great jump, and Juan Diego Montes scores on the RBI double by Brandon Leighton to get things going for Nicaragua in the first. Chase Dawson out of the 3 spot. This is a dicey start as a line drive single from Chase Dawson goes the other way. Back-to-back RBI knocks following the error, and now in first inning disbelief, it's 2-0 Nicaragua. Bottom half of the second, single to center field for Pochuan Wong, who is now batting a cool 700 here in the qualifier, and he's on the board out. There's a ground ball left side, is speared on the dive by Elian Rayo, and the throw in time.
We saw all those plays yesterday, Tyler, from this Nicaragua defense, and they didn't allow anything.
Top half of the 3rd inning.
No balls and a strike. The 0-1.
Alegria to first. What a catch by Pochuan Wong. Hitting 700 at the plate, making some sparkling plays in the field. The very promising young right-hander Roshi Su takes over on the pitcher's mound, and you can see the electricity behind this young right-handed prospect.
And the crowd reacting too, big time.
Line back to the glove, and Shu makes the catch, and the inning is over. Feeling all right to the one man he faces. This crowd desperate to see this team get the offense revving.
This is exactly what you're talking about, Tyler, is stringing these hits together, getting those 2-0 counts. We're starting to see from Mejia that momentum effect.
They are loaded up. Now the task falls to the 9-hole hitter. Another 2-2 swing and a miss. Osman Gutierrez gets out of the jam. We roll along here in the top half of the 6th inning, and Benjamin Alegria is aboard. He's got his first hit of the day. Pitch on the way to Zamora, runner moving, and a late jump. Throw to second is off, and scampering to third. Alegria is 1 station away now with 1 out. 3-2, and a liner to center field is going to be enough to get another run in. And it is a 3-0 Nicaragua lead. There are a decent amount of fans who are headed for the exits right now, and that is not something we see very often here in Taiwan at all. 2 in scoring position for the left-handed hitting bat of Chase Dawson. He shoots one to right center field. It's a 2-run knock for Chase Dawson with a potential game-breaking double in the 9th. And now Nicaragua is 1 out away. 2-1 popped in the air, into left. Nicaragua ready to explode onto the field as they are headed back to the World Baseball Classic. An absolutely dominant, unbeaten run through 3 days here in Taiwan. What an accomplishment for Nicaraguan baseball.